When applying to colleges, one of the things that I really wanted was to be able to study in a city. One of the things that really propelled me to deciding that I wanted to go to W&M Mary was the fact that there was a DC study in DC program. W&M Mary has a really good study in DC program. And then they assigned me to this school essentially, and here I am.
My name is Zheng. I am a sophomore double majoring in public policy and sociology with a concentration in criminology, law, and society. I knew coming to William Mary that I wanted to study in DC. That was something that kind of sold me on coming to William Mary in the first place. But what I really loved about this course in particular was that it was different from other government classes that I looked at. The fact that we got to be in DC, the center of policy making of the United States, and kind of interact with people who had those firsthand experiences, got to really shine through, I guess, in a way that you don't get this experience anywhere else. You don't get to learn about these things from these kind of speakers because it's a unique kind of opportunity that you get in DC. Yeah, so I actually took 2 classes this summer, but the first one that I took was called Competition of the Century with Professor Israel Trummel. And we really looked at whether or not the United States had a functioning democracy. And it was really awesome because we got to hear from speakers who were maybe working on the Hill, the Department of Justice, a bunch of awesome different really areas who got to give us insight into whether the United States had a functioning democracy and what that looked like in the legislature, the executive branch, and even in the judiciary. I interned with a small boutique strategic consulting firm called Evolved Global. We work primarily with education nonprofits to help them fundraise money, create action plans, reach out to funders who would be willing to support project initiatives. So it was a lot of client-facing work, being able to interact with clients, figure out what they needed, but also kind of how do we fundraise money, because there were different goals of how much money we should be fundraising and people we should be interacting with. I had 2 really awesome mentors while doing my internship. One of them, her name was Amanda, she's the CEO. She had a lot of really valuable perspective when it came to networking, meeting new people, just putting yourself out there, but also not shying away from maybe trying something new. What do I want from an organization that I'm interning with? And that was investment. I wanted to work with somebody who invested in their interns, that cared about their interns. And Amanda was it. Amanda was that person that I wanted to work with because she really cares about working with people, helping others, but also making sure that you have the skills to get to where you need to be. And I just adore working with her. And then another really awesome mentor I had, her name was Emily. She was a township supervisor, and she was kind of an inspiration for me to maybe consider local politics in a sense.
I am currently working on a proposal for phase 2 of one of the clients we're working pro bono with, and a report on how phase 1 went. So that is very exciting. I'm currently researching kind of like questions that we can help the CEO we're doing pro bono work for kind of figure out how she wants to answer questions that funders might ask her, but also how community members might want to talk to the organization themselves and figure out what they want to do. I'm doing the last bit of work for my Competition of the Century class. I have a policy memo to finish up that's due tomorrow, and then a policy blog that is due on next Sunday, and then a quick short discussion post on Wednesday that I have to finish up. We are approaching the last few days. I have one more assignment for my internship. It is a quick interview to get some specifics so we can figure out how to do certain deliverables for a proposal that we are writing up for them. Often enough, we come to college thinking that we have a lot of independence. We are away from families, but I think there's something so different about having to budget a lot more because you don't have a meal plan, having to cook more than you might usually cook. And for me, I found out that I really love cooking, and cooking is something that I really enjoy, oddly enough, because I never thought that I would find so much kind of a way to de-stress by cooking, but I did. And I think that's really special that there was a lot of independence, and I got to learn a lot about myself, the kind of person I want to be, the kind of person that I am, new ways that I can focus on self-care. Because when you're in DC, you have classes, you have an internship,
it's easy to feel like there's a lot of stress on your shoulders and you're away from home. And I think that having that kind of independence also means that you learn a lot about yourself and how you can de-stress. And for me, I learned that I loved walking was a big thing, visiting museums was another big thing, cooking, obviously. But it's stuff like that that I feel like I wouldn't have gotten anywhere else if I wasn't in DC on my own.